Do you feel constantly distracted, scrolling endlessly through feeds without any real satisfaction? Are you struggling to find the motivation to tackle important tasks? Feeling a sense of emptiness, even when you're constantly entertained? If this sounds familiar, you might be caught in a loop of cheap pleasure, cycle fueled by a powerful chemical in your brain, dopamine. This isn't just about willpower, it's about neuroscience. Today, we're going on a deep dive into how our modern world has hijacked our brain's reward system. More importantly, we'll give you a practical, step-by-step guide to break free with a 7-day dopamine detox, helping you reset your brain to reclaim your focus, motivation, and joy in life. Let's start by understanding the star of the show, dopamine. Often called the pleasure molecule, its role is actually far more complex and nuanced. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, a chemical messenger that your neurons use to communicate with each other. Its primary function is not to give you pleasure itself, but to motivate you to seek out rewarding experiences. Think of it as your brain's internal engine for drive and desire. It's what pushes you to get a glass of water when you're thirsty, to finish a project, to feel a sense of accomplishment, or to seek out social connection. When you anticipate something rewarding, your brain releases a surge of dopamine. This surge tells your brain, hey, pay attention. This is important for our survival and well-being. Do it again. This system worked perfectly for our ancestors. Finding a rare patch of sweet berries or successfully completing a hunt triggered a dopamine release. Reinforcing the behaviors necessary for survival, the rewards were hard-earned and deeply satisfying. But our modern environment has completely changed the game. We are now surrounded by an endless supply of supernormal stimuli, exaggerated versions of the rewards our brains are programmed to seek. Social media is a prime example of this hijacking. Every like, comment, and notification is a small, unpredictable reward. The infinite scroll is like a digital slot machine, keeping you pulling the lever with the promise of the next interesting post, the next funny video, the next piece of validation. Each of these small hits triggers a tiny dopamine release. The problem is, your brain adapts to this constant high-frequency stimulation. Over time, your dopamine receptors begin to downregulate, meaning they become less sensitive. It's like listening to music with the volume turned all the way up for hours. Eventually, you barely notice it, and normal conversation levels sound like a whisper. Similarly, with a constant flood of easy dopamine, the things that used to bring you genuine joy and satisfaction, like reading a book, going for a walk in nature, or having a deep conversation, start to feel dull and uninteresting. They can't compete with the instant high-intensity rush provided by your digital devices. You start to need more and more stimulation just to feel normal, let alone motivated or happy. This is the very definition of addiction. This leads to a state of chronic understimulation and a lack of focus. Your brain is so accustomed to novelty and instant gratification that it struggles to engage in deep, focused work that requires sustained effort. Procrastination becomes your default mode because the delayed gratification of completing a challenging task pales in comparison to the immediate hit from checking your phone. This isn't a personal failing, it's a biological response to an unnatural environment. So how do we break this cycle? How do we reset our brain sensitivity and learn to find joy in real life again? The answer lies in a dopamine detox. The term dopamine detox is a bit of a misnomer. You can't and wouldn't want to eliminate dopamine entirely. What we're actually doing is a period of intentional fasting from high dopamine, low-value activities. The goal is to starve your brain of the constant, cheap stimulation it has grown accustomed to. This allows your dopamine receptors to reset and upregulate, becoming more sensitive again. By doing this, you're recalibrating your reward system. You're teaching your brain to once again find pleasure and motivation in natural, healthy, and genuinely fulfilling activities. Now let's get into the practical, step-by-step guide for your 7-day dopamine detox. This isn't about suffering, it's about rediscovery. Step 1. The preparation phase, day 0. Before you begin, you need to set the rules. Be clear and specific about what you will eliminate for the next 7 days. Your primary targets should be high dopamine, low-effort activities. This typically includes social media apps, video streaming platforms, online news scrolling, and any other digital distractions that you turn to out of boredom. You also need to eliminate other sources of instant gratification. This could mean avoiding sugary snacks, processed foods, and anything that gives you a quick but empty rush. The goal is to remove the easy buttons. Now, create a list of allowed activities. These should be things that are inherently valuable, but may feel difficult or boring right now. Think of things like reading physical books, journaling, meditating, exercising, drawing, or spending time in nature. Plan your environment for success. Delete the tempting apps from your phone, install website blockers on your computer, and place your books or journal where you would normally keep your phone. Make it easy to do the right thing and hard to do the wrong thing. Step 2. The first 3 days, the challenge. The first 72 hours will likely be the most difficult. Your brain will scream for its usual fix. You will feel bored, restless, and possibly even anxious. This is withdrawal. It's a sign that the process is working. Your brain is realizing that its usual sources of easy dopamine are gone, and it doesn't like it one bit. When you feel the overwhelming urge to check your phone or indulge in a forbidden activity, don't fight it. Acknowledge the feeling. Say to yourself, "This is a craving. This is my brain asking for a hit." Then immediately pivot to one of your allowed activities. Go for a walk, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Pick up your book and read a single page. Write down your thoughts and feelings in your journal. The key is to replace the old habit with a new, healthier one. Embrace the boredom. Boredom is not your enemy. It is the birthplace of creativity and introspection. When you allow yourself to be bored, your mind starts to wander, to think, to create. It's in these quiet moments that you'll have your best ideas and reconnect with your inner self. Step 3. Days 4 to 6. The turning point. Sometime around the 4th or 5th day, you'll start to notice a shift. The intense cravings will begin to subside, and a sense of calm will start to settle in. You'll find that the activities that felt like a chore at the beginning, walking, meditating, are starting to become genuinely enjoyable. A beautiful sunset, the taste of a healthy meal, a quiet moment of reflection, these simple things will start to feel profoundly rewarding. This is your dopamine system resetting. Your receptors are becoming more sensitive, and you're no longer numb to the subtle joys of the world around you. Your focus will improve dramatically. Without the constant pull of digital distractions, your brain can finally settle into a state of deep concentration. You might find yourself getting lost in a book for hours, or tackling a difficult project with newfound clarity and energy. Use this time to reflect. What have you been using these distractions to avoid? What uncomfortable feelings or thoughts have you been numbing? The detox creates the space for you to confront these questions and gain valuable self-awareness. Step 4. Day 7 and beyond, the reintegration. On the final day, take some time to reflect on your experience. How do you feel compared to 7 days ago? What have you learned about yourself and your habits? The detox is not meant to be a permanent lifestyle of complete abstinence. The goal is to move forward with intention. You are now in control. Carefully and consciously decide which technologies and activities you want to reintroduce into your life and on what terms. Don't just re-download all your apps and fall back into old patterns. Set clear rules for yourself. For example, you might decide to check social media for only 15 minutes a day, scheduled at a specific time. You might choose to only watch shows with friends or family, turning it into a social activity rather than a solitary binge. The key is to use these tools, not to be used by them. You want to transition from being a passive consumer to an active, intentional creator of your own experience. A dopamine detox is more than just a break from your phone. It's a fundamental reset for your mind. It's a powerful tool to break the chains of addiction to cheap pleasure and rediscover your innate capacity for focus, motivation, and deep satisfaction. It's about choosing the delayed gratification of a life well lived over the instant gratification of a life scrawled away. You have the power to reprogram your brain and reclaim your life. If you found this guide helpful and want more strategies to build a focused and meaningful life, make sure to subscribe to Motivational Repo. Thank you for watching, and here's to your newfound clarity,